Tab that you bust in the fight, tag with lights at the lights. Every night you don't fight, favorite sight, vivid sights, baby shows in the escapade. Fancy arcade, pixelated party lesson, made unafraid. Karaoke screams, singing themes, heart and sleeves. Anime dreams, brushing seams, city gleams, dancing screams, endless streams, less extreme, Saturday gleams. So our day gleams, so it seems nothing rings. Rage channel, riot loud, crowd unbowed, techno sound, pulses pound, dream astound, youth unbound, joy profound, lost and found. Channel raver on the prowl, echoes howled.
Broadcasting live from Site B, located in the mythical town of Fresno, Nevada, which looks mysteriously like Southern California. It's your boy, the oggm, coming to you live with Steve the Cat on a lovely, cold, windy Saturday. Yeah, but I mean, it's not that cold for me, compared to everybody else. That's like 60 where I am, and Goat's talking about how it's -3 where she lives. So yeah, puts things in perspective. So Saturday, it's time to put on our PJs, get our bowl of cereal, plop in front of the cartoons, and spread some positivity. And now more than ever, this little quest of positivity of ours is so important. As you know, over the years, I've picked up some trolls. Some of them are the same individual with multiple accounts. Others are different people who take umbrage with my spelling or the way I present the product, or just because they're, hateful people. So one of these hateful people, I mean, we all know who it was, informed me that some people that I, informed me of something that yesterday that was meant to hurt me, was meant to rub my nose and stuff. It was some information, and I could respond the way the old me responded, lashing out and accusing people and self-destructing, but I don't want to be that person anymore. So I'm not sure how to respond to this news. I mean, they could have been trolling me and it could be completely untrue. But it's the kind of situation where they tell me something, it's like, well, yeah, that's happened to me before, so it's hard for me not to believe it. But I don't want to believe it, but yeah, and I don't know what to do. And that's why, this is so important, because it's as important for me to spread this positivity and reach out to these people and say, hi, let's be friends, as it is to say, hey, check out this guy's channel. Let's do this raid. Let's spread some positivity, because doesn't matter what side of the political spectrum you lean on, what's going on in this country and this planet and this universe right now is just sucktastic. And if I can make myself feel a little bit better by doing this, great. If I can make you feel a little bit better by doing this, great. If I can bring a little love and attention to your little channel, I've done my job. I can be done knowing that if I've accomplished nothing else in the gaming community, I got one person, one sub. So we've got 4 new friends to shout out today. But first, of course, we got to give a shout out to our #1 employee, Jeff's Games Box, link in the description. Please take a moment of your time to walk on over to his channel and give him a sub. The guy works so hard to sending me these links every day. I get at least one from him. He's always there to listen to me. He's helping me play test the new version of my superhero role-playing game. I don't know, I'm very honored and flattered, and that this guy decided to be my friend. And yeah, that means a lot. So there we go. Moving on, it's time to shout out some new friends. And hey, if you've got a channel, whether big or small, and you want me to come visit you and spread a little goofiness, please let me know. And if you ever want to come and talk about your channel or your gaming, come let me know. I mean, I'm never going to interview a big guy like Sandy Peterson or anything like that. I just think I'm too small and too liberal and just a little too ridiculous, and I never really know what to say. But I think most of the interviews I've done over the past couple of years, I've done okay. I am my worst critic, which doesn't help, which is, again, another reason why we're doing this quest for positivity, because I know I'm my worst critic. All right, how many times will the computer mess up today? Let's take a look. See, it's already starting. Share screen. All right, number one is this dude who looks really familiar. This is Jace Manoli. He's an actor, writer, dungeon master. He has been doing this since 2012. Dang. I'm Jace, an actor, writer, and D&M with over 10 years of experience and a passion for story-driven, character-centric D&D games. On this channel, I'll share tools, tips, actor-level insights so you can move beyond just rolling dice and start telling stories you'll remember for years for players, dungeon masters, newbies, and veterans. Thanks, Jace. Interesting to see what you as a professional actor has to say about our bizarre, wonderful hobby. Jace looks familiar. I went to his IMBD page and nothing that was mentioned is something I've seen. At least I don't think so. I'm looking at him like, have I seen you on Power Rangers? Because he does look like somebody who's been on Power Rangers. Jace, were you on Power Rangers? Because you sure do look like it. Which is not an insult because you know how much I love Power Rangers. So for me to say, hey, you look like somebody should have been on Power Rangers is a compliment because I'm such a Power Rangers nerd. All right, so the last time he posted was 4 days ago, and he's talking about monks. I assume Jace has some level of expertise in the martial arts in order to talk about monks and martial arts and D&D. You know, in my limited worldview, the only person I would ever really trust talking about martial arts and role playing is TJ Storm, World Martial Arts Hall of Fame. So Jace, yeah, what's your martial arts experience that you feel you can talk about monks, at least cinematic monk, and of course cinematic portrayal of martial arts versus real martial arts. Cinematic, you've got wires and special effects. And he's saying about paladins wrong. Paladin is, a superhero in D&D. You're playing Captain America. How to make clerics not boring. If your cleric is boring, you're not running them right. They're the single most broken class in the game. There's nothing they cannot do. That's why they're probably my favorite class. People are playing warlocks wrong. Nobody gets warlocks. Nobody gets warlocks. It's such a stupid class. It should never have been its own class, right? I don't think. It got popular. Yeah, it's a separate topic, but it got popular because of the original warlock build with the teleporting build that allowed you to like teleport all over the field. And that was really broken. So you could teleport Booming Blade, Eldritch Blast somebody, and then teleport away. So basically made mid to high level warlocks Nightcrawler from the X-Men. So that's why they became so popular. But I don't think anybody's really understood them. I always thought it should be a subclass, a sorcerer subclass with warlock bloodline, or a cleric subclass. Maybe even a mage school, but really it feels more like sorcerer or cleric. Yeah. How would I play warlocks? Now that we've gotten on this warlock talk, I play them like an employee at a retail store, and the patron is the district manager. So every now and then, the district manager comes by and tells you things you have to do, even if it doesn't make any sense. Like redesign the whole electronics department based upon a map that isn't of your store, which has happened to me back when I worked in retail. But then the district manager goes away, and you never see him again for another 3, 6, 9 months. And then you're like, well, do we really have to do this? That's like how I see the patron. Like every now and then the patron goes, hey, Warlock, I need you to do something that makes no sense. But then I'm going to go away and not bother you about it for a couple months. Anyways, thank you, Jace, for sharing your actor knowledge and being awesome. And now you have 1,301K subscribers. So bam, there you go. Thank you, Jace. Moving on. Next up, we have this would be so much easier if it worked with my computer. Full Armor Gaming. Full Armor Gaming says this channel is designed to help draw families and communities closer together using tabletop role-playing games. God, I wish one member of my family would have played with me. My brother did when I was a kid, and my niece sort of does now. But so using D&D or gaming or any hobby as a way to develop relationships, which seems to be the topic of today's meandering. So yeah, he's been doing this since 2011. He's got 504 subscribers, 176 videos. You've been doing this since 2011 and you've got only 504? That's like less than me, dude. And you've been doing this longer than me. You deserve more. Let's get this guy up to 1,000. Bam. All right. The last time he published was 6 days ago about kid-friendly D&D. Can you make D&D appropriate for younger players? I mean, there are games specifically designed for kids, like Hero Kids and Mouse Sitter and stuff like that. But you know, D20 plus math versus D20 plus math versus 3D6 plus math. At the end, it's just D20 plus math. And the first thing you have to make comfortable is to make sure the kids understand the math, that they can do the math in their head, and how much or how little of the math you tweak to fit that, you know, 9-year-old. Like, can a 9-year-old do 10 plus 5? You would hope so. So I think, yeah, it's just making it kid appropriate, which what does that even mean considering some of the stuff kids watch these days? But yeah, just making the math and the ideas and the concepts. So that's interesting. Hopefully he's, you know, played with younger kids. Then he was talking about character creations, how to DM for small groups, how to DM like a pro. I don't even know what that means. How to DM for large groups. What's the largest you've ever done? Mine, I think, was 16 is the largest group I've ever DM'd for. The largest group I played in, like really played in, I think had like 16, 20, was the Middle Earth campaign. But there was that one time I played in the game with had like hundreds of people and 3 different DMs, but that was like a con thing. Live by loot, die by loot. Is my D&D campaign falling flat? Maybe it is. I think mine is. It's hard to do D&D over line computer, especially when you're like me and have so many problems with computers and so many problems with your brain. I know I used to be a better DM. How to build your own West March campaign. Not a yes. I think we need more and more videos talking about that. So there we go. We gave this guy a subscribe. If you like Full Armor Gaming and what he's got to say, give him a subscribe. Link in the description as I meander my way through trying to get my computer to be a computer, do what it's supposed to. Next up, we got D&D Trap Shop, and I already love this guy's channel because he got a goblin. And D&D Trap Shop says, "Welcome to D&D Trap Shop." I was just thinking about goblins as middle management and, you know, traps, because I love traps and I love goblins, as you know. Welcome to D&D Trap Shop, the place where overworked dungeon masters come to borrow dangerously creative ideas. Here you'll find deadly traps, encounters designed to surprise or traumatize your players, puzzles that make your party question every decision. Oh, puzzles in the game. Oh man, that's so hard. I think that of all the things a DM has to do is a puzzle. It's got, because like you're the DM, you know the answer to a puzzle, and you think the answer is so obvious that they'll figure it out, and they don't. And they do every possible thing to solve the puzzle, and you're like, you know, it's bringing a flamethrower to light a birthday cake kind of thing. And then you're like, do you give them a hint? Yeah, I would love. I need. Yeah, definitely for nothing else. How do you do puzzles, dude? And do it in such a way that they can figure out the answer without feeling stupid. Yeah, like the last time I had a puzzle, it was a number puzzle, like 7 numbers in a row. And the DM was like, "That's so obvious." And I was like throwing every 7 number, every phone number I could think of. And finally, I'm like, you know, everybody's like at 20 minutes into this puzzle. And finally, I'm like, 7 numbers, 8675309. And he's like, "Yeah, how come it took you like that long to figure it out?" Because we're stupid. We don't, you know. But yeah, you know, what is the most ingrained subconscious 7 numbers in anybody's brain if you grew up in this 80s? 8675309. All right, subscribe. Let's see. The last time he published was 2 days ago, where he took my players. Ooh, look, he's even got this little animated character. How did you do that? I would love to do this. Sometimes I think I need to step up my editing game, and sometimes I think it's, you know, what I've done for now is fine. And then whenever I'm thinking about stepping up anything related to the computer, I'm like, will it even run on my computer? because I got this new one and it's not even a year old, and we can already tell that either it's a piece of crap computer for what I paid for it. I hope it wasn't a piece of crap, or I just managed to break this one. Like I managed to break every computer. People don't believe me, my stories about computers, but like it happened twice yesterday. Anyways, he's talking about voices. Here's one he's talking about where a trap goes wrong. Yeah. The DM or somebody built the trap didn't work the way the DM thought it would work. Stop making bad traps. Just yes, for simple. Just gonna talk about traps on our next walk and talk, so that feels like it's a good topic. So yeah, corridor traps, traps, trappy trap. It's a trap. Yeah, give the 289 subscribers, 6 videos, and this guy's been doing this since 2025. Not bad, dude. Not even a year in, and you've already got 289. We can get you up to 1,000 by the end of the year. We love traps. Who doesn't love traps? And I love the level of creativity you've put in to your goblin, and the little animation. And did I just see the Spider-Man thing? Did I just see the Spider-Man meme? Oh, it's the Spider-Man meme. He's using this. Oh, well, dude, the plus 1,000 experience for the Spider-Man meme. Oh, I got a comment. I don't do puzzles because puzzles challenge players, not characters. Yeah, I know. And everybody feels dumb. I've never, as a player, encountered a puzzle in a situation that we solved quickly, and usually everybody feels shitty about it. It's like, I should have been smarter than that. I should have seen it, but you don't. You don't see it. And even if it's like 2 + 2 =, nobody thinks 4. And I there's probably some psychological explanation for that why when we're encounter a puzzle in D&D we can't solve it, but if we're presented to the same puzzle in a normal situation, our brains just immediately go, oh yeah, it was red. It might have something to do with the pressure, or your brain just doesn't think puzzles when you're in D&D mode. I am not smart enough to know why, but I'm gonna, at least for me, with the dyslexia and the autism and everything, it's this, my brain doesn't make the connections. And it is, very frustrating because when you're told the answer, you're like, oh shit, you're right, dude, it was so fucking easy. It was red. But at the time you're like, I don't know. It's something really complicated. And I've got to like put the 2 rocks together. And it's like, no, it's something really simple. Because who, when building the dungeon, would build something so complicated that they themselves can't remember how to solve it? So you got to assume that if you're building a puzzle, it's going to be simple, complex enough to maybe confuse people, but not so complex that at 3 o'clock in the morning you can't remember how to solve your own puzzle, and you're like, I'm locked out because I can't remember which rock I was supposed to push. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's probably something that deserves more thought than I'm putting into it right now. But whatever. It is a whole thing. I'm sure somebody has like studied it. And finally, an oldie but a goodie. But he deserves a shout out again. So sometimes we'll go back to people we've shouted out before because I just feel like this guy needs more love. That's Tim over at Swords and Stones. Tim has got 80 subscribers, 46 videos. He has been working on the Swords and Stones role-playing game for a while now. I'm a big fan of his game. Big fan of his artwork because, well, I'm a big fan of anybody who can draw better than me, which is everybody. That he was just a guy who said, I can't do what I want to do with the game as is, so I'm going to design my own, and maybe it sells and maybe it doesn't. So yeah, check out his game. He's got 80 subscribers. I'm one of those 80s. He deserves more. If I could subscribe to him again from a different channel, I would, but unlike some people, I will admit I have more than one channel. But my 2 other channels are dedicated to 2 completely different things. So yeah. But I think I'm subscribed to him on 2 of my channels. Anyways. But yeah, and here's the link to his little store to buy his game. I have a copy. Great little game. I occasionally borrow things from his ideas. Well, I borrow things from everybody's ideas, right? I will gladly admit that I steal wholeheartedly, and will also, give credit where credit is due if I steal from somebody else, because you deserve the credit if I'm stealing your ideas. So yeah, Tim, Swords and Stones, shout out to a good friend of the channel. Great guy. I've interviewed him a year ago, I believe, at Swords and Stone. Great little game. Pick it up. And yeah, there we go. That is our 4 for today. I'm sorry. I apologize that I got a little long-winded, though. There, sometimes we just need to talk to our friends. And just remind everybody that, hey, we're here. And whatever else is going on in the world and all our problems, at least we can share this wacky little hobby together and help each other be better players, better DMs, better friends, better humans. I don't know. I am feeling a little self-conscious after finding out this information about these people who, gaming related, people related. And I know how past me would respond. But I also know the person that informed me of this was trying to be hurtful, so maybe they're not telling the truth. I don't know. It is a wacky world inside my brain, and I would not recommend it for anybody else. But I'm happy to spend time with you guys. Yeah, of all the things I do every week, spreading this channel thing is the one I look forward to the most. It's the one where I get to be most honest, and if any one of these people get 1 sub out of me doing this every week, great. If any one of these people then come and subscribe to my channel, because let's face it, I'm also a selfish prick, even better. And if we become friends like Jeff and I, if we end up gaming together, that's great. But it was never the intention when I started this. And it's still never the intention. I joke about, oh yeah, if you subscribe to me, because that's just, the character of the oggm. But really, me, I don't care. If you don't subscribe to my channel, I don't care. I'm not going to be upset if I don't have less than 64,000 people watching my show, which is still the stupidest thing I've ever heard any YouTuber ever say. I got to go back to my real job. My last video had less than 64,000 views. Dude, most people are happy if they get 6. You're upset because you didn't get 64,000 views? So yeah, I'm if I can help you get 6 views, 6 subs, 64,000 subs, great. I've done my job. Till next time, have a great Saturday. Be safe out there. If you appreciate everything I do every Saturday, great. Let me know. If you never want to do this ever again with me, I completely understand. If you haven't had a chance to support the channel, please take a moment of your time to donate to my Ko-Fi or to use my drive-through link to get yourself something on drive-through, and knowing that a percentage of anything you spend on drive-through through my link helps me out a little. And I understand if money is tight and you can't because you got to feed the dog or whatever. As always, the best thing you can do for me is, go out there and have some fun, spread some cheer, be a goblin, grab your stick, go fight some monsters, and have a good day. See ya!
Electric beats, bustin' streets, endless streets, midnight beats, living heat, hearts beat fleet, polyphonic meat, cyber thieves, rhythm sweet, Saturday seats, beat retreats, makes us complete. Blazing trails, no fails, neon veils, waves of gales, color tales, joy sails, endless rails, like the veil, Saturday sail, we hail breaking jails. Break the channel, riot loud, crowd unbound, techno sound, pulse this pound, dream us